Hello everyone, my name is Mesba and you are watching the YouTube channel Mesbricks. Today we will be continuing to work on the Harry Potter section of the Lego City, and what I'll be doing is I will be building up the Astronomy Tower to complete the Hogwarts Castle and placing the Astronomy Tower right here. Now the Astronomy Tower is of course Lego set 75969, and it's this magnificent set. And a little bit of warning, if you haven't watched Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince, which came out many years ago, so this video will be a spoiler. So if you are watching that movie and don't want to know how it ends, stop the video right here, watch it, and then do come back. So in this video I'll be putting the Astronomy Tower right here, and this will complete the Hogwarts Castle section. One thing that you may have noticed from the last video is that the castle is behind the forest. Previously my forest was behind the castle, and what I found out is that if I placed the castle in front, it was hiding all of the forest. So I decided to move the castle back, and this way you can see details of the forest, such as, the time-traveling Hermione and Harry Potter, watching them come out of the Hagrid's hut and so on. I'll be doing a full video on the forest section later, because there's still some things to work out in the forest. But for now, I also want to show something about the castle. In the last video, and let me position the camera here, I said that I'll be building up the wooden bridge here from the clock tower. Now this is the clock tower. But as you can see, right here is my fairground section. You can see the packets, I have all the sets, so that has to be worked on at some time. But there's just no place for the wooden bridge. I have to leave room for the train to turn and all of that. So I decided to forego the wooden bridge for now and just concentrate on building the Hogwarts here, the Hogsmeade section right there, followed by more of the forest, because there will be the Patronus, the spider, and if I can put it here, the graveyard section for the rise of Voldemort. So that's the plan for now, but first we have to finish the Astronomy Tower section, which is this. So let's go to the work desk. So here is the Lego Astronomy Tower, and you can see it's quite a nice set. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minifigures, a nice table right here, a greenhouse, the actual entrance, and then the tower. I do have this little pick-a-brick that I picked up from the Lego store. You can see it has pink stuff that I wanted to use for flowers, green for landscaping, and more green and brown for buildings and so on. I'm going to use this later once I finish the whole Hogwarts. So back to the Astronomy Tower, and I'm just going to tilt the camera back slightly, and you will see some shaky cam just to give you the height of the tower. It's quite a lovely set. You can see I put the owl at the very top, and what I really like is how the tower starts thin and then spreads up. So that's the tower, and what we are going to do right now is going to put it up a level on a cliff, because remember, the rest of the Hogwarts castle is up on a cliff. But before I do that, I have these 3 gems, jewels. These were the extras from this set, so I want to make a potion, 3 potion bottles with these. So I'll be right back. So what I have done is I have used a translucent piece and put the gem inside. So this is usually how they make many of the potion bottles, right here as well, and finally here. So just we had some extras, so I thought, why not? And what we are going to do right now is put these guys on a cliff. So what I did is I built up this little set. So I'm going to show this in detail, but I'm going to clear this out slightly to the side right now. So this is the base on which I'm going to put the astronomy tower. So the tower will be here and that entrance part will be right here. So you can see how I made this. I used a 32 by 16, so half a normal base plate. And these are those burp, big ugly rock pieces. I put some cheese slopes there to provide some detailing. This is the water, because remember, it will join the other castle and there's water beneath them. Same here, so some more water. And inside is quite, I built it up using some spare bricks, some colors that I would never use, so just to give some stability. So it's not actually hollow, it's actually a solid piece of brick. All of these are tiles except some jumpers to which I will attach the units. I put some grass area here in the middle. So again, a spoiler alert if you have not seen the Half-Blood Prince. Okay, I'll get to it once we put the astronomy tower as to why there is grass right here. So the first order of business is to put this entrance, this one right here. And as you can see, I'm going to put it right there. It just fits very perfectly. So there, very firmly fitting, and that's it. So this is the base of the original set. These are what I have put in. So this is the potions classroom. Let me bring it up close. Right. And let me just get the box here, because I wanted to know the name of all the characters that we will be putting here. So we have Lavender Brown, Luna Lovegood. So Lavender Brown is the one that puts a love potion on Ron Weasley. Luna Lovegood, as we know, is our sweet helper to Harry. Neville Longbottom, who works as a waiter at Horace Slughorn's party. This is Professor Horace Slughorn. This is Draco Malfoy, the villain of one of the villains of the saga. This is Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, and of course, the boy who lived, Harry Potter. Let's put that behind. So a good amount of the movie is Professor Slughorn. So he likes to collect students, and this is where he throws a big party. So we are going to put the party scene right here. For that, we have this beautiful, well, it's not a buffet table, but it's a pastries table all set up. So we're going to put that right here. So it is sitting properly, not on the steps, and it gives some space if we wanted to put a figure here or not. And we're gonna put Harry Potter that comes with this set. He has the Diary of the Half-Blood Prince, or the potion book of the Half-Blood Prince. So he's just entered the party. We can fit him right here. I'm gonna put the other characters right on this set, and then we will resume the video. So what we have right here is we have Professor Horace Slughorn along with Hermione Granger and Neville Longbottom, who's working as a waiter in this party. I considered putting Horace Slughorn in his in his office. So there is an office on the Astronomy Tower, but then he would be all inside the office, nobody can see him. This way, if you walked past the diorama, you can see him. So here he is, and I'm going to put one more person here. This character is not included in this set. Ron Weasley's sister Ginny Weasley, she is also part of this party, and she is from the collectible minifigure series. So I'm going to put her right here. So there she is attending the party, and this is the set. And now we are going to put the Astronomy Tower right here. So right here is the Astronomy Tower. You can see it has a specific shape, and this tile area is built according to that shape. And here it is. I also put in a couple of cheese slopes to act as a guide. Remember that the tower is a little bit fragile in its build. Not too fragile, but you have to handle it carefully. And we are going to build it up, and I'm going to move up as we go up the tower. So right here at the bottom of the astronomy tower, there's an empty space. I don't know why there's a broom here, but we are going to put the lavender brown figure right here. And remember, she has put a love potion on Ron Weasley. It is somehow legal in the Harry Potter universe to have love potions. And here is Ron Weasley. So they're having a lover's moment. The floor above is Horace Slughorn's office. There's nobody there at the moment because Horace Slughorn is busy at the party. And remember our potions that we built, we are going to put them right here on this table. But we can do that later. Let's move up the astronomy tower to where the interesting stuff happens. And again, if you have not watched Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, you can stop here and come back after you have watched it. You have been given the spoiler warning. Now right here is the Ravenclaw room. You can see a couple of beds. In the real movie, of course, the Ravenclaw room, the dorm, was not below the astronomy tower, in the astronomy tower. But again, we are gonna place the Luna Lovegood. She has a book and a newspaper with The Boy Who Lived. I put them in her hands because I don't really like loose pieces. So she is gonna be right here. And there she is. Now let's get to the main place where the action is at the end of the movie, the climax of the movie. We see Draco Malfoy, who is included in this set. I'm gonna put him right here. Something is happening and he's gonna watch the action. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise the camera even higher. There it is, the top of the astronomy tower. You can see Draco Malfoy. Here it is. Now, what happens at the end of the movie? And again, the final spoiler warning. We know that Dumbledore will be here and he will meet his end. He'll be killed by Snape. Snape and Dumbledore is not included in this set. So I'm going to use the Snape figure from the Whomping Willow set. So here he is doing the Avada Kedavra spell. And I'm going to use an older Dumbledore. And what we have to do is we have to show him falling out of this. So he will be standing here inside. When Snape casts his spell, he will be pushed out of it and he will fall. And if you know the movie, and this is where I attempt to raise up the set, he will fall on a grassy plain. That's why I had that grassy section between the two buildings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him come out of this hole and fall. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this bar piece, this transparent or translucent piece. I put a 1x1 stud that will be attached to the floor here and Dumbledore's figure right here. So once I do that, I'll be back on camera. And here we are. So you can see that I have attached the piece right here. So Snape is on the figure and he is casting his wand. Draco Malfoy is watching and poor Dumbledore is thrown out from the astronomy tower. There he is. He is going to fall to his death. Now, here is the thing. There should be one more figure here. And if you know your story, you know that Harry Potter is watching this, but he is under here. Now, we don't have any place to put him under, so I'm going to put him here. This is the astronomy room where you will watch the stars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of the Harry Potter figures from the collectible, and he also has this Diary of the Half-Blood Prince, so it seems somehow fitting, and I am going to put him with the book right here. Oops, I dropped Harry. So it's supposed to be Dumbledore who's falling, not Harry. But yeah, let me put Harry right here. He's watching the whole thing. There you go. And he is shocked because Dumbledore is falling right to his death. And that's the death scene of Dumbledore. Let's zoom in a little bit. Right there, it's a little bit unclear, so I'm going to zoom back out and then back out again. There it is. Wow, it looks good, doesn't it? But we have a couple of things missing, and that is the greenhouse. So we also need a cliff and a place for the greenhouse. So what I have right here is another tiny little unit. And you can see this one is quite hollow from the inside. There is no plates on it. I might put a plate underneath later. It's built up very simply. Some green tiles on top. And what it will have is it will have the greenhouse on it. And here it is. Right there. So once again, of course, you can easily remove it because it's on jumpers, but it fits in properly nicely. There it is. Inside, of course, you see those plants. I'm going to zoom in a little bit right there. And what we are going to do, I'm going to put it here for the moment. I'm going to show you two figures. This is the professor. So this is again from one of the collectible series. I'm going to put it inside. And I also have a Neville figure from the collectible series from that class. He has those earmuffs to protect him from the screams as you pull out the root. So I'm going to put the figures here, and then we're going to put the whole thing on the Hogwarts diorama. There is one more thing that has to be built, and that is in front of this tower. What we will need is we will need a bridge that goes to the main part of the Hogwarts castle. And I have this little thing built up. It's very simple, using a 4x4 plate, some masonry bricks, and an arch. And I'm going to put it right here. So it looks, let me tilt the camera slightly. There we are. And what I also want is I want to put some bricks here to provide some protection. So 1 3x1 right here, and a 1x1 here. So let me lift it up and show how it looks right there. And you can see the bridge is there. So what happens is when you put this back, I must have hit one of the figures. Oops, I'm going to adjust them afterwards. But this bridge will be used to go towards the Great Hall. Now let's see, I knocked up Hermione and Neville, so I'm going to put them again properly. There it is. So the greenhouse will be right here behind. And this is how these people will go inside the greenhouse. So this set will now go on the Hogwarts diorama. So let me put these figures inside the greenhouse and take you over to the Hogwarts area. And here it is, the Astronomy Tower together as part of Hogwarts. And you can see the details right here. Dumbledore flying out of the Astronomy Tower. And of course, as everybody knows, and I'm trying to avoid crashing into anything, Snape is the one casting that spell. And he does it for a reason, and that you will find when you watch the last movies, Deathly Hallows. But yeah, so there it is. The full Hogwarts castle is now complete. You have Professor Slughorn's party, all the details inside the Astronomy Tower, which can be taken out easily. In fact, every part of this can be taken out quite easily. And one thing that you may notice, I put in, and I'm gonna do a separate video on the clock tower later. I did put, let's see if we can zoom in here. I did put Hermione Granger and Harry Potter right here, and Ron Weasley on this side. And there is a Professor Moody that you cannot see right now, but I did put a Professor Moody. There he is right there. So let me zoom out again. This is the full Hogwarts castle now, all complete with a flying Dumbledore. Again, if you like my videos, do like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. The more subscribers I get, the more perks I get from YouTube. Makes it easier to make more videos. This is Mesbah from Mesbricks. Stay safe and happy building.